championship becomes actually competitive across 4 teams rather than only 3. We'll see.
Let's see. And you speaking of the whole team being disbanded, and we're going to move on. Now we're going to forget now the Japanese Grand Prix. As the news break out, I think a week ago, 2 weeks ago, Giampiero Lambiasi is going to leave Red Bull at the end of 2027 season, and he's going to join McLaren 2028. Firstly, obviously, it's a great signing for McLaren. It's another great signing. I mean, they've had great signings in past couple of years, obviously bringing Rob Marshall, Andrea Stella as the team principal, a couple of people from Red Bull as well. So it's a phenomenal signing from another great phenomenal signing from McLaren, especially Gianvero Lambiasi with his experience at Red Bull, the championship was won. He was involved with Max Verstappen, of course, it's a great signing. But I have a couple of questions on this. Why why is he joining McLaren 2028 where he could, like, let's say, join from the start of next season, or is it because of the contract thing, etc.? And how do you think he's gonna? How do you think, especially 2 years, there's still this season, next season for Gianberto Lambesi at Red Bull. How do you think he's gonna affect his commitment at Red Bull? Do you think it's gonna affect his commitment, or he's gonna be professional? Because according to some reports, Red Bull might not include Gianberto Lambiasi in 2027 in their engineering team to keep the car secrets away from that.
First of all, I don't think McLaren give a damn about Red Bull's secrets, especially with the start of this season. Second of all, I think it's that they're paying him, from what I've heard, they're paying him a hefty sum of money, like a lot of money. It's a massive deal. So I don't think they're paying him, but they don't plan on paying the massive buyout of his contract, straight up buyout of his contract. I don't think McLaren wanna do that. Uh, I think it will affect him, obviously mentally, when he's getting sidelined, but sidelined from all of the like development and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know why he's sticking around. Again, I think it's due to his contract and McLaren not wanting to straight up buy out his contract for the remaining 2 years, or yeah, 2 years, I think 2 years, yeah. Well, no, 1 year. I mean, 1 year, 1 year. I don't think McLaren want to buy out his contract, but yeah, we'll see. It
Why,
might change.
why do you think McLaren can't do that?
Why McLaren can't do that? Mm, I have no idea. I, don't- I don't know. I don't know. I think McLaren are not in a hurry. Like they're not in a hurry to sign him. So they want to like keep the current. It's as I said. It's not a like a. It's like a team principal role where they're kind of scared and they need a new team principal as fast as possible. It's more of a a secondary role to Andrea Stella, which Andrea Stella already helms that role. So it's not like a very important role where they need him quick. So that's why I think McLaren are not in a hurry to sign him right away.
How much of a? I know it's 2 years before he joins the McLaren 2020, but how do you think? How much of a big signing do you think this is for McLaren? Because I know McLaren have had great signings, obviously in the engineering parts. But how much of a bigger step this signing is this for McLaren, especially they won the two constructors championships and they won the driver championship, and they'll be looking to build on from that.
It's first of all, GP is a great signing. He's a great team leader. He's a team leader. Another role he takes other than being the engineer for Max Verstappen. He's also I think the head of engineering in general when it comes to driver engineering in Red Bull. Second of all, both Andrea Stella and GP are Italian, so the chemistry between them, they could, like, instead of like speaking in like normal English, they could be able to communicate together well in Italian because they're both from Italy. So it could help the team cohesion, as you say, as they say. So yeah, I think it's a great signing for McLaren. It will be a great overall. I think it'll be great overall for the team. I think they don't want to sign him right away because it might affect like other commitments. Like for example, Lando Norris might not like him joining the team right away. They might wait until Lando Norris leaves because I think his contract does end in 2027 or 2028. I think I'm not sure. It's a multi-year deal.
So,
We're unsure. 2020 what?
2027.
2027.
2027.
Are you sure? Because I heard he signed another multi-year deal, but it was undisclosed when which
No,
year then.
according to some reports, his contract is actually ending this year, but next year is where I think the additional year in his clause. So I think his contract ends in next year, but obviously some people say his contract ends in this year. But anyway, yeah.
And anyways, yeah, I think they're waiting for Lando to leave the team. That's my opinion. Will Lando join after McLaren?
Who's waiting for McLaren? Why do you think they're waiting for London to leave it?
I don't know. It might be a toxic relationship between GP and Lando. I don't think they're both. If we're judging them off their like face value, like without knowing anything behind the scenes, they don't seem like a fit. Like they seem so they're totally different personalities. I think there'll be a personality clash between them.
Is that because of the also the rivalry
I would
GP
say.
was involved
I
with
would
Max
say.
Verstappen at 24, 25?
Yeah, I would say that as well. And I think I've heard also reports that Zach Brown is like interested in Max Verstappen, considering everything. They might get Max Verstappen in 2028. You never know if Lando Norris his contract actually ends in 2027, as you say. So yeah, we'll see.
But yeah, I mean, even if Max Verstappen joins in McLaren 2028, I don't think Zach Brown would let Lando Norris leave the team because, firstly, obviously, Lando Norris is McLaren through and through, and secondly, you know,
I think Lando
you
might
know,
retire soon.
no, I don't think
I
so.
think his
Maybe in the next
ambitions have
five
been
years.
met. He's won a championship. His ambition has been met. I don't think Lando would wanna stick any longer. He's already been in the sport for how long? Almost 8 years now. It's a solid
Seven.
career for anyone. It's a solid career for anyone.
Yeah, I think. I mean, Nando. I understand Nando has won the championship, but I don't think. I don't, from what I feel, I don't think he would want to retire
He
anytime
has
soon because I
like
don't think because
but
I don't think from what I see that he doesn't feel like a guy that oh he wants to retire. When you see Max Verstappen talking in interviews, yeah, you feel like a guy. You feel like he can retire at any time soon. But with Nando, I don't think so.
I guess we'll wait and see. We I got some news for you. Turkey is back in 2027.
Yeah, that's
Officially, like somewhat officially, like from Motorsport Turkey GP to be introduced today, according to the statement released by the president Erdogan. Erdogan will attend the Turkey GP launch event at 1500, I'm guessing their time, and an official statement regarding the race is expected to be made during the day.
it's gonna replace Zambo, right?
I have no idea, but it's gonna be starting next year because it's 2027. So yeah, we'll see. I think it's a good addition, but I feel like I would have loved Sepang to be back. I really another thing in the news. Korea might be back, but this time not on the circuit that we know. It's gonna be a street circuit, unfortunately, in Seoul, which is kind of
Okay, yeah,
disappointing.
another street circuit.
This is kind of
Bloody hell.
disappointing. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, Korea. back. That was in 2010 and 11, 12, and 13. That was a lovely track, particularly 2010, where obviously that was a crazy race where Webber and Vettel DNF and Alonso won the race, and that was obviously a huge moment in the championship battle. We all thought Alonso was going to win the championship in that race after what he did, but obviously Abu Dhabi happened. But anyway, now let's move on to obviously the new regulations. Obviously, there's been lots of criticism. There's been lots of talking points. There's been lots of people saying, "Oh, Formula One is dead." Um, but some people have come into the defense of it, and one of them is obviously the Formula One CEO president, Stefano Domenicali. Obviously, he's come with his quotes saying that people say that an overtake is artificial. What is artificial? An overtake is an overtake. And he says that also that people have short memories because cars nowadays are similar to what it was in the 80s,
Can
and it
I
was
can I say something? Can I intervene? I'm sorry, can I intervene?
no.
I do not agree with him. I do not agree with him, but I would say I feel like these new fans, especially those who joined in like say 2023 and onwards, should not ever speak about the classic F1, how F1 used to be, the V8, V10 engines, عارف it's just you don't know anything. You've barely been watching F1 for 2 years, so stop yapping about something that you don't know shit about. Okay, these new cars are not good. These new regulations are shit and everything, artificial overtaking, everything. But if we're speaking like actually, these cars, even though aerodynamically, they're maybe not the fastest, but but compare them to like say 2010 and 2009 and 8, and they are faster. They are faster. These cars are faster than the older generation of cars, very older generation, not the newer like 2020 and yeah, say that 2023 2022 regulations onwards, but they are technically faster than the older cars, and they shouldn't people shouldn't speaking about the old days and how the old, like I hate when I go on TikTok and I see look at the days back in the day. You barely joined F1 in like 2021 or 2023, so stop talking about something in the past when you don't know shit about F1. You've barely been
But
watching
don't you
it.
think don't you think cars nowadays, like as people say that the overtakes are artificial? Do you agree with that?
They're not artificial, they're just made easier. That's it.
Yeah.
They're not artificial. I don't think there's no such thing as an artificial overtake. Like for example, can someone overtake in Miami even if they have like 1,000, even if they have in these new regulations, can you artificially overtake in Monaco? No, you can't. An overtake is an
No.
overtake. It's just made a lot easier. That's the difference. That's it. There's no different. There's no such thing as artificial overtake. It's just a made up thing. An overtake is not artificial. My only issue with these new regulations is the super clipping. That's my only issue in qualifying. The race, maybe yes, the overtakes are made a lot easier, but my only concern is the super clipping in qualifying. That's the only issue I think right now these regulations have. That's the only that's my only gripe with these regulations, and maybe a little bit of the overtaking, which is made a little bit easier. I wish overtaking is made a little bit harder. Other than that, I think I don't see any issues like these regulations. I don't know why people are
When we
just
talk about
complaining. You know why people complain? It's because drivers like Max Verstappen go out and shit on these regulations, and they're like, "Oh yeah, Max must be right. He's the best." Like for example, you know what happened during Nürburgring 24 hours when a driver actually
Nürburgring, yeah.
died, and instead of in the headline they said, "In Max Verstappen's Marf's race, this guy died." Well, like, what? You should be what? Like they're it's crazy. Anyway, you
But
could.
you talked about super clipping. Um, motorway. And Stefano Domenicali actually talked about it. Let's hear what he said.
Okay. I got the quote here if you want. You want me to read it out for you, but I don't know if it's
Can you
this.
hear? Can you hear?
It's only like I only got a little bit of the quote, the entire thing. Let me get it for you. Let me get it. Give me a second.
But can you hear the voice? The voice.
He said,
He said
"This is
he said
the
that
race. The race challenged Stefano Domenicali on whether he agreed to changes in 26.